Hello and welcome to the National Real Estate Post. Happy Monday. And I want to first, before I get to our guest, Josh Pitts, as you can see here, I want to give a mention. Hey man, if you're looking to actually try and get some good ROI out of Facebook ads, well, Carl White and the Marketing Animals literally wrote the book on it, like literally wrote the book. And so you can see this banner right here on the screen. It's over on your right. You might have to scroll down a little bit to click it. If you click it, it's like $8. You get it in PDF form, and you get a hard copy of it as well. But he is the master at Facebook ads and converting them, and so you should do it. If you're on a mobile device, scroll all the way down past the comments. You'll see his banner there, and if you're on Facebook, there's a link around here somewhere where you can get the book. So with that said, let's get to my very special guest, Josh Pitts. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing incredible. And honestly, Frank, I'm honored and humbled to be hanging out with you. You're one of my mentors in the industry. And it's funny when you, when you called me and I saw whenever I see Frank's name on my caller ID, I'm like, woo, something big's going on. I'm excited. Awesome, sweet. What's going down? So I love talking to you, man.
You're awesome. Thanks for all that, man. But you're awesome too. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you guys aren't aware of who this kid is, you need to get aware of him. Josh Pitts has been around for some time now, and he's really just shot up on the scene, especially in the social media realms. You know, Facebook in particular just really has started to blow up. He's the owner and creator of Shred Media, and he's been at several major speaking events this year already, and has moderated many of them. So really, you've really done quite some significant work here in a very short period of time, Josh. So I just want to commend you on it and say, wow, really impressive. And it's been really fun to tune into you and watch you and tune into your lives and see what you're talking about and all that. So congrats on all that. You guys can find Josh on Facebook, probably the easiest, Josh Pitts Live or Shred Media. And you can find him there. I really suggest you tune into him. But with that in mind, let's get to the meat and potatoes for everybody today. Josh, basically, he does a lot of things, but one of the things that he does really, really well is he interviews a lot of just very, very interesting, high caliber, high profile individuals that are doing extremely well or have done extremely well in the business world, a lot of it being mortgage and real estate centric. And so what I wanted to do for today's show was, number one, just introduce you to Josh. But number two, I wanted to, Josh, you've done so many interviews and with such great people. Is there something that you can give us? Bear in mind, we've just got a couple of minutes, for our viewers. But is there something you can give us? Maybe the loan officers today in particular, although we have real estate agents watching as well, and I don't know if it's something that can apply to both. But is there something that you can give us that you've taken from one of these interviews that kind of sat with you and you said, you know what, that was a great takeaway. That's something that I can implement that can change the way I do things and change me, as a professional, that you could convey to the viewers here that they might be able to take and do the same with? Is there something like that you can give us today?
100%. And again, this is one of those things that I am so honored and grateful to be able to talk to as many people as I do, Frank. And as you get to meet so many incredible people. And that's what I love people. I love having these conversations. And as I get to travel and speak at these different conferences and events, like next week, we're going to be down at Inman. We're hosting the marketing track for Inman. What a great opportunity that is. But one thing that's really stood out to me recently, we were actually down at Housing Wire's Engage Marketing event. Big shout out to Housing Wire and Clayton and all the incredible event they put on. But there was somebody, I talked to some great loan officers, some great mortgage individuals down there. But Brittany Hodak, if you don't know who Brittany Hodak is, she's not in the industry. So this is coming from a little bit outside the industry, but it's so relevant to us right now. And you've talked about this, Frank. I talk about this a lot, but we talk about a brand. And I think it's one of those things that people are confused about, but Brittany really simplifies it. Brittany talks about creating super fans. And something that we do as mortgage professionals, and real estate professionals, is we overcomplicate things. And anytime things get really, really complex, we just don't want to do them. Complexity is like this evil, as soon as we're overthinking and it gets super complex, we're like, not going to do it, not going to happen. So Brittany really simplifies this. And she says, create 5 super fans. That's it. We always hear about go create lists and lists and lists. And actually, so Carl White was my coach for years. You mentioned him, and he was somebody who taught me kind of this similar idea, but Brittany simplifies it. Don't go out through your, don't spam your entire database. Don't try to reach everybody. Pick 5 people that you can truly they're going to be your super fans no matter what. Even if you screwed up, they're still going to sing your name. They're going to be like, man, Frank is awesome. I love Frank. He helped me get the best mortgage. He helped me. We had the most difficult experience, but he made it simple. Or if you're a real estate agent, like, oh my gosh, he sold my home. So find just 5. Don't overthink this. Don't try to go and, do lists and lists of hundreds and hundreds of people. You have a CRM. Go on, or even, I always refer to Facebook as the best CRM in the world, which it really is. Go find your top 5 people on Facebook that are engaging with you, that are interacting with you, and just engage with them. Find those super fans. Start there. Don't overthink it. Don't get overcomplicated. Find 5 super fans, and that will start to change everything for you.
So when we say 5, find 5, is it that we're just engaging with them a lot, but we're just asking them if they know anybody that needs our help on a consistent basis, or what is it? Is that what we're trying to say here?
Dude, I love that, Frank, that you asked that, because so many people are like, so is it just a relationship? And it is. People, I think we're always so used to asking for a referral. And I've talked about this on my show before, is your 5 super fans, you won't have to ask for referrals. They just know that Frank is the guy. Whenever I hear somebody talking about mortgage or real estate, Frank is my guy. And I've talked about this on my episode before. One of my really good friends, or my super fans, I still get referrals to this day. I actually just got a text from him, said, hey, by the way, got a buddy who's looking to refi. And everybody knows I still originate. They just know at this point. I don't have to ask them. Every once in a while, will I remind them? Be like, hey, just so you guys know, if you ever hear of anybody, but you don't have to. That's why they're super fans, Frank, is you have created them. You're not selling them all the time. You're not saying, hey, you're not texting them like some people talk about, texting them every single week. Hey, did you talk to anybody? Or hey, who do you know this week? It's just like, oh my gosh, Frank is so passionate about, and he is such an advisor when it comes to the mortgage industry. Oh, I heard this at work. Oh, I heard this at church. I'm going to text Frank. I'm going to say, hey, by the way, I've got an incredible friend. Frank is the absolute number one. You have to use him when it comes to, buying a home or refinancing or whatever it is. That's what truly super fans are, Frank. You don't have to ask for referrals.
Interesting. I just think that, and I know we don't have a lot of time to dive deeper into it on the show. Obviously, in fact, I think we got to kind of try and wrap this up real quick. What I would like you guys to do is, I know there's questions. And so Josh, I know they're going to be like, what about this? What about that? What do you mean? Guys, just put all that into the comments down there. And then Josh, maybe you can drop some links in there to the show or the interview, or answer a couple of questions, something like that. I think that would be great. I'm getting it, but I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, 5. I can handle 5. I don't need 5,000. I need 5. You know what I mean? But I think it's the interaction with those 5 that we're going to question. Like what does it really mean? You know what I mean? What's an example of that? And so, is that something that you can answer in the comments for everybody?
I would be honored in just that, Frank. I'm trying to keep it simple. I knew we were short on time.
Yeah.
I want you just to find those 5 people. We can talk more about how do you engage with them. What's the next step with those people?
Yeah.
Later on. But just find those 5. Take action today. Go find those 5 people. Then let's really make them your super fan.
Okay, great. So is there a link that we can put down below that goes to that particular interview by chance?
Yep.
Okay, why don't you transmit me that link? I'll make sure it's up on the show, and then you guys can see the actual interview that Josh is talking about, and I'm betting that's going to be very helpful as well.
Great.
So that'll be great. It'll be right down below, you guys. You can't miss it on Facebook. We'll have that link up here too somewhere. So Josh, man, thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Congrats on all the results of your hard work.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Again, so very grateful for you, everything that you guys continue to do. It's an honor, Frank. Really appreciate it, bro.
Man, likewise. Back to you. All right, you guys have a great one. Say hi to Josh Pitts. Go visit him, check out his stuff, and we'll catch you guys all here later at the Natural Estate Post. We'll see you.